Hey guys, earlier today Apple released iOS 5 Beta 2, the newest beta for their iOS 5 operating system, and Muscle Nerd did confirm on Twitter that 5.0 Beta 2 can be jailbroken with the Redsn0w from 2 weeks ago, which is the one that jailbreaks the 5.0 Beta 1. You just have to use the 5.0 Beta 1 software. So we posted a little more info over here on our site, and I just linked to the tutorial for how to jailbreak iOS 5 Beta 1, and I'm going to be running through the directions on this. It's basically the same, but note that you will have to restore your device to iOS 5 Beta 2, but use the iOS 5 Beta 1 software with Redsn0w. It's a little confusing, so that's what I'm going to be showing you. First off, open up Redsn0w 0.9.8 Beta 1. All the download links should be in this post right here. And then you can go ahead and browse, and I have my iOS 5 betas over here. At least for iPod Touch 4th generation, 9A5220P is the first beta, and 9A5248D, that's going to be the second beta. So that means that you restore your device to this one, the second beta, but in Redsn0w, when it asks what firmware you're on, you choose that one. And then it'll go ahead, process the firmware. And then you can go ahead and hit next. It'll say processing kernel and everything. And then patching kernel, which should take about 10 to 15 seconds. And you'll go to the next step. Now, first we're going to choose install Cydia. It'll tell you to wait and turn off your device. And then once you turn off your device, go ahead and put it in DFU mode, which consists of holding the power and home button for 10 seconds, or a few seconds longer than it takes the screen to go black. Then releasing the power button, the button on top, and just holding the home button for another 15 seconds, but it should jump to the next screen after about 7 or 8. So you can see it says jailbreaking, and now it goes through the whole process. This progress bar on the bottom will go through a few times, and then it'll say finished. Once it says finished, everything else will take place on your device, which will basically, it'll start scrolling through with white text and flash a couple different colors on the screen. And you can see here it says done, and now we're just getting a bunch of white text on the iPod. This process of jailbreaking on the iPod usually takes anywhere from 2 minutes to 10 minutes. If it takes longer than 10 minutes, you probably did something wrong, and I'd recommend go back, restarting the jailbreak, or maybe restoring and trying again. So I'll cut back once that's finished and give you the next instructions. Now, once it finishes booting up, you're going to have to go into back to your computer, open up Redsn0w again, and if you look at your device, you'll notice that Cydia is there, but it will be a blank icon and will not boot. This is because this is a tethered jailbreak like it is for iOS 5 Beta 1. So go back, open up Redsn0w again, choose the first beta, and it'll go through the process of processing the firmware. Then it has to process the kernel and patch everything together. I found it to be faster the second time usually. Then, instead of selecting install Cydia, select just boot tethered right now, and then hit next, and it'll give you the same instructions for putting your device into DFU mode. Once again, hold both buttons for about 10 seconds, or a few seconds after your device shuts down and goes black. Then, release the top button, or the power button, and keep holding the home button, or the button on bottom with a square on it, for another 15 seconds, but it should go after, 5 to 8 seconds. Then it'll say exploiting with LimeRain, uploading first stage, second stage, and then it'll say waiting for reboot, and you should get a little pineapple icon on your device, and that means that it works, and you're finished. Now, once it boots back up, Cydia will be fully functional. Note that not all tweaks work. There are some issues of compatibility with iOS 5, but for the most part, everything works, although not as smoothly as it could. But yeah, that's all we have for now. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.